Well, following the independent panel's report, we get reactions from ANC Head of Presidency, Sibongile Besani. SABC News reporter Samkele Maseko has the story, and we cross live to him. Good afternoon, Samkele. The reactions, I'm sure, it's been a busy morning for you as much as it's been quite busy in the newsroom.
Indeed, it's been a very busy morning, and particularly those meetings that have been taking place overnight after that high panel expert report came out. We do know that essentially that bullet was coming, and those whom were in anticipation of it from the president's corner and from those whom are opposing him were waiting with anticipated breath for that report to drop. But here we'll speak to Sibongile Besani on the issue of the president, that he may have broken his oath of office, may have broken the PRICA law within the country. Mr. Besani, the report is out. The president is facing huge pressure, particularly from the ANC, some within the ANC National Executive Committee calling for his head to roll, for him to fall on his sword. As the head of the ANC presidency, what's transpiring? What are the discussions around this particular matter since the report came out yesterday evening?
No, the development since, thanks Samkele, the development since the report came out is that the NEC is meeting this evening. Obviously, the NEC, it's a special NEC meeting. There will be discussions over the matter, and one hopes that they will be in line with processes of the African National Congress. But what we need to emphasize, Samkele, is that the president has indicated on many occasions that he will abide by the rule of law, he will abide by the constitution of the country. And if you look at the whole process currently, is that there is conclusions by the panel, conclusions that I may say for lack of better word, conclusions that are not conclusive, that he may have done something untoward with regards to the constitution. But the panel is very clear about the fact that it's a preliminary report.
Mr. Besani, the president has always claimed moral high ground and said that the ANC stands as accused number one. In this instance, he's been found wanting. He's exposed himself to some nefarious issues that may have been going on within his own farm, as per the report. It goes further to say he abused his office in the form of roping in Namibian police to investigate this matter discreetly. Does the president, in your where you stand from, have a case to answer to, and what processes legally will he now be processing and ensuing?
As you put it, Samkele, the president has demonstrated that he will abide by the constitution, the laws of the country. But again, the president has given emphasis to the fact that in the context of our renewal, things are not just going to be legalistic. The ethical issues are quite very important with regards to his leadership. And he has demonstrated that he is highly ethical by ensuring that he is not above the law, ensuring that the cause for high moral ground in the ANC is not pushed back and so on. Therefore, he has presented himself, presented the truth, the facts that he knows about what has happened at Palapal. And now, what I want us to understand is that in this instance, the panel does not say the president is guilty. In fact, the panel goes further to say, look, there's a lot of things that they could not, questions that they could not get to. And in terms of their limitations of the terms of reference, they could not elaborate further. But they say if investigation can go further, they may find the president maybe to have done something untoward. But it is all dependent on further investigation. So that is why they say may. So they are not conclusive in that regard.
But he abused his office in the form that he went and solicited assistance from the Namibian police and asked them to do it discreetly, which is what are some of the points that are coming out of this particular panel. And how is he ethical if he is using his office to hide and conceal this matter and investigate it discreetly with the Namibian police?
No, the crux of the matter is that at the end of the day, the panel says, look, there are these conclusions, but these conclusions are not conclusive because there's things that we couldn't get to. No, I'm speaking broad terms to that particular report. If you look, for instance, from paragraph, I think it's 81 and downwards, from 79 and so on, the the panel is very clear on the fact that this is not conclusive, and the panel makes a point that we think that he may have something to answer. They don't say he has abused his power. That's why they say the president must go through the parliamentary process, which will enable, further investigations on the matter to unfold.
This evening, the ANC NEC sits. Will he be resigning? Will he be stepping aside? Or will he be saying he's taking this particular report on legal review and all other issues should be put in abeyance?
Like I said earlier on, the president will abide by the constitution, the laws of the country. So in other words, the issue of following legal processes should not be ruled out. But at the same time, as a leader who understands the moral high ground of the African National Congress, he also subjects himself to the processes of the ANC. And I believe that he will take guidance from there. But at the same time, that's why we say in both processes, it's a combination of legal and a combination of how do you sustain high moral ground. The ANC has got its own processes on, in situations like this, how do we deal with them? And the ANC at the same time subject itself to the rules of law.
So he won't be stepping aside or he won't be resigning?
That is guidance that he may get from the ANC, whether he resigns or he does not resign. Again, it is also something that will have to do with the legal processes that are in place. So we can't say president is going to resign when the panel has said, look, there are limitations that we had here. We did not, if you look at the paragraphs there, the panel says, look, there are many things that we could not answer. So we arrived at what we did in relation to the limitations that we had with regard to our terms of reference, with regards to the fact that there's information that we believe still needs to be excavated. That's the word they use. So, but they say we arrived at this, that he may have to really answer to a number of things. So there's still a possibility. That's why it talks about there is probability and improbabilities in the whole matter. So that's why we don't want to be, I would say, preemptive on the matter. If he resigns, I think it will be something else. But President is considerate of all circumstances that involve this particular matter.
In short, one question. Is he with his lawyers right now in Cape Town, in his residence in First Naya?
I mean, you and I in Gauteng. I wouldn't know with whom is he now. But I suspect that he could be consulting, because he has said he is going through the whole report. And when you go through that kind of a report, you also have to consult with legal people and so on.
So legal people are in Cape Town. Thank you very much, Mr. Besani. That is Mr. Sibongile Besani, the head of ANC President, saying the president is legally consulting on this matter. He's reading through the report, and he may be, that word, maybe with his legal team at his official home residence, which is his private residence on First Naya